Okay, now comes the fun part to start doing a little bit more of the detail. And right now I'm going to just focus on one little area, which is the feathers right here. And I'm just going to moisten this area just so I have a little bit of softness in my brush strokes. I like to keep things as soft as possible up until the very end. For some reason, the softer you work, the more realistic and pleasing to the eye it tends to be. Of course, depending on your style. I'm just going to add some burnt sienna, and I'm just getting some burnt sienna on my brush and making sure I have all the granules worked out by working my brush around a little bit on the palette. I'm going to test the moistness of my paper. It's pretty wet. I'm going to dry it just a little. I just want it a little wet just to soften it a little. And this is definitely more an art than a science as far as how moist the paper should be. And the color is spreading out nicely, so that works for me. And I'm just going to put in little feather details here. I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. I'm going to vary my colors. And it's already starting to dry, so we have to work pretty quickly. I'm going to re-wet this area a little bit. And get some more burnt sienna on my brush. You can work with fairly thick paint on your brush when your paper is more wet. And you just want to hint at some things. You don't have to have tons of detail at this stage. There's a little black feather right in here. And there's a little black feather right in here. Little spots of black throughout there. It's nice to have like half a hard edge and half the soft edge. Like right here, this is a hard edge because this paper's dry, but then it's bleeding into this wetter area right here. Same here, this is more wet right here, but then I've got this more defined edge on the other side. And that can really enhance how that turns out. It doesn't have to be exact when you're not doing a portrait for someone, you're just trying to get the essence of your subject. So you just want to concentrate more on getting the essence than perfect renditions, because you do want to add your own artistic flair to it anyway. So and you just kind of work it until you like what you see. You don't want to overwork it, that's kind of the challenge. This is all dry, so I'm not going to go back in and work that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just take my brush and I can go ahead and wet this area. Just make sure I don't mess with the area just worked. And I'm gonna get some pretty good thick black paint on my brush. And some little details in here. Okay, so you can start seeing more and more detail coming out.